Nicholas. I want to welcome you to this Monday evening meditation together. We've got a couple of minutes, but I'm sure you're all settling down, clearing out what has to be cleared out at the end of this day. So we'll just wait another couple of minutes before we just get into a quiet pre-video meditation. This is the moment when we can just sit devoted to ourselves, in a time devoted to ourselves, and kind of scan ourselves, see what's bothering us most, and tell that bother to go away for half an hour. See what stress we might be feeling or tension in our bodies. Check our breathing, slow it down, make it deeper, get ourselves comfortable. I mean, the body is quite a malleable thing, and when we do this regularly to sit down for meditation, the body and mind know what's going on. The mind doesn't want to stop, of course, but the body gets used to sitting quietly, not moving, not twitching. And if it wants to draw us away and we don't let it, it gets used to being a good boy or a good girl. But sitting quietly doing nothing means it's one of the most difficult things for human beings to do. So we can just close our eyes for a minute and let our left and right channels settle down, and in a minute we'll raise our kundalinis and we get more centered. But at the moment, just see whether we're more on the left, more on the right. And balance yourselves. You, I think, pretty well all know how to do that, if you need to. If you want to say any mantras to yourself to help calm any chakras, cleanse any chakras, and get into balance. And if it's difficult stopping the stream of thoughts, which feels so natural to us since we sort of got into our first year alive, from then on there's always had this stream of thoughts, which we think is us. So it's very difficult to stop, and the more we push against it, the stronger it gets. So we can say, I forgive this thought. Not this, as we were told to do by Shri Mataji. Or we can divert our attention, because the mind can't think of two things at once, and think of pleasant, calming thoughts and scenes. Kabbalah, somewhere you like, somewhere you can relax, some pleasant scenery. You can think of what being calm means, what being peaceful means. How to slow down my thoughts as one drops in that gap between the next one rising. Try and get in that gap. And thinking about pure energy that flows out of our central channel. So as we focus on the central channel, we can raise our kundalini along it, nice and slowly, as that's the first time we're ever doing it. And then we'll do it 3 times with the 3 knots. back and raise our attention to where we tied the knots. The Sahasrara, at the top or above the top of our head. As we all do it together, the vibrations react to this. They start flowing and getting agitated, get excited. And we all help each other. So nice slow breaths, deep breaths. Relaxing our shoulders and our neck. Arms on our torso, our legs, our feet firmly on the ground. Well, some of us might have had a more active, busy, stressful day than others, so you really need to take some deep breaths, slow everything down. Give yourself this half hour to yourself and only yourself, which really benefits everyone around you. We can use this moment for a bit of introspection. Where are my thoughts want to take me always? What are they badgering me about? What are my worries? Are there any chakras that need my attention? How is my detachment doing? Not always an easy procedure. So just use these moments to look into ourselves. Even though we might not want to, we get a lot of support, subtle support to do so. What is disturbing my peace? Why am I too active or not active? I don't know. You know what to ask yourself and what to look for. So just keep in that state. I'm just going to get the video sorted out. Okay, so you want to open your eyes now? Well, look at the video. just come rushing off somewhere, I don't know why. Let's go back a bit. Okay. There are 2 videos in this, one after the other. They're quite short.
So we have to give up our misidentifications with our previous styles of life, previous types of living, previous type of executing any work. And we have to understand that we are not to plan. This house is built for me. I am the power behind the whole universe. So you don't have to plan. You just start off. But once you start planning, then you depend on yourself, which is a very limited thing. You just start planning and you are left behind. You just get to it. When you start thinking of any problems and all that, then you are lacking behind. Just start off. And everything will come forward. You'll find everything. It will be all there just before you, before your eyes. Like the other day they said we don't find a wood we need very much of a particular thickness. And they were trying to sort of reduce the thickness by rubbing it with some very, very harsh type of noisy stuff, which nobody could bear. So I just said, what kind of a thing you want? See ahead of you. And just in front of them was lying that same type of wood that they want. Just ahead of them. It was just there. You see how it's happening. What's working out? It's a Hanuman who works out many things for you. It's the Gauri who is to be adored. And it's the duty of Hanumana to help you out. He plays tricks with you. Always, he is the one who makes you think, he makes you plan, he makes everything and then talks you down. See, that is his style, always. And he has made good with so many people like that. See, that he made them think, plan, and ultimately they find all plans for you. So if you are too organized, you will never enjoy. You have to enjoy each other's company, you have to enjoy all the little things there are. If there is everything perfect or absolutely sort of a machine-like, then you go on tuck, finish. There's no enjoyment. You have to lose your way somewhere, you have to find something out, you have to go about, you have to ask someone. Like making mistakes also is important. Sometimes if you make mistakes, like somebody made mistakes by putting the thing in an angular way. And it turned out to be a very beautiful thing. So making mistakes is also good. This is what I am trying to show to all of you. By mistake also, if you are driven to some place, you might find something new. So our time is never wasted. Wherever we are. We are never lost. We are never lost for anything. Time stops for it. So once you understand that we are not to worry about these things which the people worry, we are not to worry about things for which people just give their lives. We are here for joy, and joy will come to us, whatever it is. So we should seek joy, happiness, friendship, and this is a very, very good opportunity. People have ideas about sympathies, ideas about being kind to others and be compassionate to others. But what is a human compassion? It doesn't do anything, it just talks. Why? God's compassion works. It works. It works on people. It doesn't talk that, oh, I'm very compassionate, I'm full of compassion, nothing. It just works, it manifests. So one should understand. To be a complete egoless personality, one should try to obey the self within yourself. Now, how do you obey yourself within yourself? It is through vibratory awareness. Try to obey through your vibratory awareness. Any question you want to ask, anything you want to do, you must obey it through your vibratory awareness. Now, some people are not so sensitive. That's true. The reason why they are not sensitive is because they think about it. Now, you think with your brain. Alright? If your brain can be enlightened, then you will think
as the divine thing, and your sensitivity will improve. Because sensitivity comes from the central nervous system. Now, in the central nervous system, if there is any blockage, it is actually in the brain, because all the centers are represented in the brain. So, the best thing is to say that, Mother, come in my brain. Please reside in my brain. Please make your room in this brain. You be the controller of this brain. Let this brain be guided by your divine wisdom. And you don't think for yourself. And this word I think should be dropped completely from surgery. I think means goes on, funny ways. It can be anything, Like once we went out and we had one of my very stupid relations staying with us, a girl. And as I was going out, we had no service that day. So I was cooking, but that day when we were going out, so I told her, I'm going in the morning. Can you make a little bit of khichdi for us? When we come back, we'll have that. That's the only cooking she did in her lifetime, which she did not do also. So when we came back, she told me that she had not cooked. So I said, why didn't you cook? Because we were supposed to take our food here. She said, I thought that maybe you may not come. Maybe you're not hungry. Maybe you may not like to eat. Maybe I may not do well. See, so all these four alternatives not to do the cooking. But I said, why didn't you think that we may be hungry, that we will eat? Why didn't you think this way? But I thought, you see, this is an explanation for not having one in the brain, I should say, that there is no divine guidance in the brain. Then the guidance comes from your ego or from your superego. We said, I thought that. Why did you think like? Why not?
Sorry, it shouldn't have happened. I don't know what's happened.
Not the other way around? Why did you think the other way around? But the problem is this brain of yours, you see, when it comes in between, which is nothing compared to that big brain, you see. Your brain is nothing but like a little mosquito. It comes up, it comes here and then says, oh, this. And then the problem starts. But if you really start using His power within you, God has made you as the best instrument that you could think of. And as you start using your instrument with that wisdom and surrender or humility, gradually it evolves more and more and more, and you start developing more sensitive sides, or we can say evolving a new method in this and getting a better and better understanding of the working of surgery. So it is important that first of all we must decide to stop the brain working too much and say that, Mother, you be in our brain. Thank God I am before you in first. It's not difficult. Just say that, Mother, you have to be in our brain. Now this brain is, as you know, is supported by the five elements. They all are in this brain. And if you can somehow or other bring me in that brain, somehow or other, by telling your brain now not to disturb you anymore, you'll be amazed that immediately the whole system will start working like a timer. It will be such a sensitive thing, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't have to think about it. You touch anything, it becomes cold, sort of thing. You see, it becomes Midas touch. It's become such a great thing. But that is to achieve is difficult for them. They find it difficult to achieve that kind of a perfection where you lose completely your ego and you become egoless. Like the fire, the Mother Earth, like all other elements. They have no ego. It's only human beings who have built the ego. And the ego is such a big myth. Of course, when you don't do anything, why should you think you are doing something? And why should you be responsible for doing anything? But the thing is, we think that, no, it's not God. We have to do this thing. And I have to decide. You see, it's just we play tricks with ourselves. Morning till evening, spoiling our brain, absolutely becoming mad. Best thing is to surrender and see the things will come before you. You'll be amazed. Oh, how it has happened. how it has worked out. The other day I told just Kerry, you better go and register this. She said, Mother, the university has closed down its dates. I can't get it. It's very difficult. I said, all right, I've said it to go. Then she telephoned, they said, no, it's impossible, you just can't do it, but if you want, you can come and see her. And as she walked into the university, in the office, they said, oh, come on, you register. It is. So many times it will happen to you people. But it took about 10 minutes for me to convince her that you just try it. But I must say, still, she was not so adamant. She was thinking, if Mother is saying, I will get it. Mother is saying, it will work. But if you suppose it's all right, Mother, you are saying, I'm just going to register. Finish. Then what happens? Even if you do not get registered, doesn't matter. That's not important. Your brain improves. That's important. That your brain improves. It becomes more sensitive. It's not important that the work should be done. That's not important. What is important that in your brain you must get this idea that let me be enlightened.
Okay, so we can close our eyes. For a couple of minutes, I'll just play some music to help us get into a sort of meditative state.
Reduce the thickness.
Sorry. Carry on. So we can just reflect in these moments about what we've had this evening, starting with trying to abandon our planning. To try and stop planning. Again, that's not something easy to do. And if, as we said, and come into a meditative state, when we start facing worries or our attention is going to something worrying, we can ask, what am I worrying about? As you mentioned, rather than worrying and thinking negative things, try and get our attention to joy, to friendship, to all the positive things that have come about inside yoga and happening to us. Vibrations, the collective. And we heard the best way to obey ourself, our higher self, our spirit, I suppose, is through vibrations. Try and develop the habit of making decisions based on Ram Chaitanya, the vibrations we feel around us. In the way that we can write on our palms, I will do this. Give it a bandana, and if we feel hot, then we know it's not a good idea. If it's cool, then go ahead with it. In the same way, I will not do this. And produce corresponding vibrations. We need to keep these bandanas for decisions clear and simple as possible. To help us in this process, you can pray to her or affirm, Mother, please come in my brain. Please reside in my brain. And let me be guided in my brain. Let me be guided by you in my brain. So we're kind of surrendering to that pure energy of Shrimataji, flowing into our brain, awakened in our brain. So we can try that. Please let us turn down the music and we can sit quietly in silent meditation for a minute. So we'll just continue sitting in silence now. Giving our Vishuddhi a rest. Slowing our thoughts. Stopping our thoughts if we can. Focusing on the enlightenment in our brain. Mother, please come into my brain. Please reside in my brain. Let me be guided by you and in my brain. And just make sure that we can check where our attention is. It should be always on the Sahasrara, or just above the Sahasrara, helping the pure energy of the Kundalini rise, flow through all our chakras, enlighten all our chakras, and connect us strongly and deeply with the all-pervading energy of the Param Chaitanya and each other. Again, just check where our attention is. Let's bring it back to the center of our scalp, of our head. So just one last time, we'll just check where our attentions are gone. Bring it back to the center of our head, the top of our head. To help the Kundalini flow along through us, up into the ethers, consolidating our yoga. And now we're all beautifully centered, illuminated, calmed. Let's gently raise our Kundalini, and then we'll give ourselves 3 bandhans, some bandhans, 7 bandhans after the 3 knots. And then we can gently come back to our surroundings, or you can continue to sit for a few minutes more if you want. But basically we've come to the end of our evening meditation. I hope everyone feels more relaxed, more centered. And maybe we feel more connected. So I wish you all a very good night, and a good life, and good night, and God bless.